So this is a problem that a lot of people have, is that when they walk or when they extend, their toes are out here. So what ends up happening is your hip isn't lined up properly to use everything. You're more in a position of stability than you are a position of fluidity and flow. So the hip, when it articulates, when we're like in a deep squat in that, it's more, you're going to be more out from the hip here. Toes don't necessarily need to be out in that position, but the hips are going to be out, which is usually what's happening here. So you want to flow through versus stabilize as much. And so the natural flow is the hip is up and out here, and then as you follow through with extension, it comes more in. So you're kind of following the contour of the socket of the hip. So you kind of roll through. It doesn't just swing through like a pendulum. You kind of roll through with flexion at one end and extension on the other. So when you're in this position with your stride, you want to try to correct that so you can kind of pivot through your toes. For lack of a better example, it's like, putting out a cigarette or something. You're going to pivot through here, or how a ballerina or a dancer would spin. Going to pivot through here to correct. Also notice that my pelvis is going to shift along with that a little bit, because that's the other thing that will happen. It will pull your pelvis out of position. So you want to swing in a line so that you're more upright and straight through. And so you can practice that kind of correcting as you need to. So when you're kind of shifting through your body and driving, you want to check that. Preferably in front of a mirror is helpful, so you can see in the mirror if you have to correct. But if that works its way back out, then you got to just pivot and bring your body through here. The other thing to consider too when you're walking is that when you're here, you want to think about kind of steering the ship, your weight, your body, just slightly. Don't want to overshoot it, throw yourself off balance. But if you think of that front foot as a stepping stone, you want to get your weight over top, so you kind of steer through. And that'll help you to really be able to synchronize your opposite arm there too, to know which arm to move at what time through your body. So you place your foot, kind of shift over it to it, and that back leg is going to kind of pivot with you, everything going in the same direction.